Hello everyone, my name is Anthogwin, and today I'm going to be talking about One Piece. I just kind of started watching it, I think it was like 5 days ago, and I've watched 100 episodes, and just figure right now would be a good time to kind of talk about it. It was very daunting because it's like 1100 episodes long, and I'm like, I don't know if I should start it, I don't know, it's kind of a lot, time commitment, yada yada yada. Manga is apparently really long, I haven't even looked into that at all, and I was just like, it's one of the big three, just gonna go ahead and go for it, watch it, get it over with. Not get it over with as an I want to binge it all and be like, all right, next one. More so just I'm gonna try it out because I never watched it, don't know a whole lot. I played Pirate Warriors 3, and I was like, man, I just should do it. I finished Dorohedoro. I'm kind of reading through Fire Punch, I think is what it's called. I'm going through that. It's been a while since I've watched it or read it because I've been watching this, and it's absolutely fantastic. It makes me feel like a kid watching One Piece, and I'm sure probably a lot of people felt that way. And obviously, it's not really a big opinion or like big revelation that wow, One Piece is actually pretty good, but it actually is. Like the way that the story kind of goes, it flows really nice. It has like a nice feeling. Like it brings me back to when I was a child. Just kind of like how I imagine like watching SpongeBob when I was a kid. Like that's how I felt when I'm watching One Piece, except this one's obviously a little more. It doesn't really show a whole lot of blood or a whole lot of like violence in regards to like death and stuff like that, although it kind of is implied in quite a bit of some of the things I've seen over the last 100 episodes in 5 days. But it's really nice. I can picture myself like having a kid watching it with them, be like, oh yeah, this is nice. And I had my wife watch a little bit with me when we first started because I was like, oh, she likes to cuddle and do stuff, and I like to go tutor around, do my own thing. Like, how about we do this? And we watched a couple episodes. She enjoyed it until she realized that they kind of stretched the episodes on, which they kind of do. Is it bad? No, I still think it's enjoyable so far. I did do a little bit of research, and I was very careful not to get too many spoilers. And I did see that people were like, "Oh yeah, it picks up around like episode 260 something." Is like when the big huge what is it, the blue arc? Sorry, after like the East Blue Saga is what this is. Apparently it's in sagas, which that makes sense. Although I'm at Arabasta now. They let's see, they're kind of. We haven't had the big overthrowal just yet, but we are getting closer and closer to getting to the village. According to a little thing I just found on poggers.com, that's kind of funny, but it has the saga summary recap on there. I still have about 30 episodes left in the Arabasta plotline. I can't find the name of the place that we're currently at or we're trying to go to. That's what I'm trying to look for. Yes, we're right before getting to Yuba, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is we're on the way there. We're kind of in the middle. Ace has came into the picture, which that's just kind of cool. Like just the way that they do this, it's so well. Like the way they introduce the characters, it feels natural. You kind of get like the little backstory and stuff like that. And man, this show. I need to close my mic. This show has made me almost tear up multiple times. I'm kind of rushing through it, but if I were to sit there in it just a little bit longer, I would definitely have the tears probably flowing. I'm very sentimental, I guess, a little bit, and I like the feel goods, and there's just a lot of feel good vibes in this. Like it's very intense. So like Zoro, I was like, oh yeah, Zoro made me kind of feel this way, and then next thing you know, almost every single one of them is making me feel some sort of way. Like they all have that backstory where they just beautifully tie it kind of in a specific kind of way. And the last one would be probably Chopper. I think his story was where I was just kind of at, because obviously you go from Drum Island, and then you can go straight through it, and that's just where we just were, Drum Island to Arabasta. So it's done really well. I did see that there was some filler, which I kind of have like a little list. I haven't skipped any of it though yet. Warship Island, I didn't realize that was even a filler at all. That was just a random little thing in the between where it felt good. They were on the sea going in between one place to the other. I forget the name of the places they were going to, but it filled it in. A little battle they had in the ship with that one legionary guy of the Marines. He had a big huge warship fleet under him, and it worked well. And same with the Arabasta mini filler where they're kind of I think that's the one where they're in between. I just watched it last night. I'm pretty sure it's the one where they're they're getting their stuff stolen in the desert. They're kind of trying to it's like filler to get you from one position to the other position. Same with the warship arc. It's done really good. I think they do have like ones where they kind of go over large pieces of detail, like, oh, this happened right here, and we're gonna recap it. It's called a recap. Yeah, there you go. They have some recaps, and I do believe that's what kind of gets bad is after like episode 260 or whatever, they kind of start introducing more and more recap, which we kind of already have that to begin with, but it's not too long so far. But I think it gets pretty bad further on. I think they say that One Piece has like 10% filler. Let me see if I can find the percentage. It says One Piece is 9 to 12% filler content. So I thought that was kind of crazy. I was like, oh yeah, 1100 episodes, there has to be some crazy killer. Not really, and so far the filler isn't too bad. But I did see, like, the reason why they do the recaps is because they're trying to make sure that it doesn't outpace the manga, which is what a lot of people do this with fillers for. But they haven't really produced a whole lot of filler to make you want to pull your hair out like Naruto does, or some other shows. So I really like that. I am still quite addicted. Like, I'll find myself, I'll kind of be like, oh, I should probably do some other things. I'm just trying to find out ways I can schedule my day to where I'm able to watch some more of the show, because I want to see what the next arc is. I want to see what's going to happen. Like, you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen because obviously the show's been going on for so long. I mean, I don't look at spoilers. I haven't tried looking for spoilers, but it's been going on for 26 years now, almost 27 probably. And of course, with Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff over the years, I have just seen things like, I knew who Luffy was before I even watched the show. I didn't know that he could stretch or do that kind of stuff until after I played the Pirate Warrior games. Like, that was kind of new. So I'm definitely, like, my knowledge of it is very, very limited, but I knew some of the people, and maybe you're in a similar situation where, like, some of the people and you've seen things, but it's very good. And like, it probably is like a PG-13 kind of thing. I feel like I'd love it as a kid, but I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm going through Tolkien with my wife, which Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, totally different story, whatever. But it just kind of, he makes me think of, like, oh, what age should a child be introduced to certain things? And, kind of thinking about that kind of stuff. Like, all right, probably not for kids, obviously, because there's some pretty heavy topics that kind of gets introduced here and there. But it's done in a way where it's like, I feel comfortable with my kids watching this, probably, yeah, like maybe 6, 8 years old. It's just, and it's entertaining, like SpongeBob is for, adults and kids alike, but it's less annoying than SpongeBob, obviously, because that's straight cartoon, and this is anime story, and it has everything. Like, it teaches you good lessons. So far it has, and the overarching emphasis on friendship is so strong with Luffy and his crew, how it's just like, I will do anything for my crew, even though he is still kind of the guy who's like, oh, why'd you punch me? Because I felt like it. He is still a pirate at heart, but he's also like, I'm the captain, you guys are my crew, I'm gonna do whatever I can for you. And that was really strong in the Boomtown, right? The name of it, I'm already forgetting the name of it. The Boom place with the where you meet Chopper at, where he's carrying Nami up there and Sanji, and like his fingers and toenails, or hands are getting all bloody and ripped up, and he's still like, I'm not gonna let go of you, we're gonna get you the doctor, we're gonna get you saved, I'm gonna take care of you. And he's frostbitten, yada yada yada. I mean, it's a story, not set in realism, but still, it's just like, it's so strong, the emphasis, and it really just, it does something to my heart that feels good, as an adult, gone through a lot of life, and a lot of things and stuff like that, and you just, it's like, man, I wish I could be kind of more of a person like that a little bit, and even I can't do that, because it's like, that's like storybook level of like friendship and love for people. But it's nice. Yeah, if you never watched it, the best thing I can just say is just get in there and watch it, like, obviously. But don't even think about it being daunting, like, oh, I gotta invest myself in this. I'd watch 10 episodes and see if you like it. I mean, you're gonna know after probably 5 if you're gonna enjoy this or not. Like I said, my wife, she watched it, she's like, oh yeah, this is good. Whether or not you're gonna want to stick with it, that you'll kind of figure out within the first 20 episodes probably, because they do have these arcs, and that's kind of how this works. Is it's very much so like they have it planned out, which is nice. It feels like you're actually reading a story where someone sat down and was like, we're gonna plot this out, we're gonna figure out how much is gonna go on, and we're gonna do like this, where you're not just kind of like, there's no moments where you're just floating in the air like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, they're kind of tagging us along until they find something. Like, no, it's very methodical in what they're doing, so that's nice. So, but the way that it is, where it's like, 17 episodes to kind of figure out, one arc, 5 episodes to like actually beat up one dude, that can kind of weigh on you a little bit, I suppose. But yeah, just watch it. I mean, there's 1100 episodes, that can be daunting, but don't let that stop you from giving it a shot, especially if you're in between shows or getting close to being in between shows. It's worthwhile watching it. And I haven't watched a whole lot of Dragon Ball. I watched like a couple episodes as a kid. That's probably one of them that I should probably look at as well. I know a fan favorite, everyone loves it. My cousins, they used to watch it, so I'll probably end up giving that a gander here soon as well. But obviously I'm kind of gonna be on One Piece for quite a long time, and I might even consider actually getting the manga and reading through that as well, just because I'm really enjoying it. And manga, I think you can obviously read through faster than what the show does eventually, because I think they're able to extend out like one chapter, they said, over the course of a couple episodes, something like that. And there's obviously a lot more you can do with like real life, a lot more you can envision with show, so you're able to do that. That's why books are always better than movies, is because you can only do so much with budgets and everything, planning from source material to real life. So But yeah, it's good. I recommend it highly. I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll kind of come in here and do a couple little updates as I continue going through it and watching it, just because why not? I mean, someone who doesn't know anything about this, watching it for the first time, might just be interesting. So yeah, I guess that's all I kind of got to say. Watch One Piece if you're in between shows or you're wanting something good. There's a lot of it there, and so far I'm not regretting it. And maybe there'll be a time where I do start regretting it, but when it happens, I'll let you guys probably know. So yeah, that's all I got to say. So see you later.